Hello and welcome back to the Brunch Club podcast. Today I'm joined back again, once with Ethan and Alice. If you don't know who they are, go back, watch the last video. But today we're just going to be talking about our fears of life. We're approaching adulthood, the scariest time that we could ever have. And I just want to go over do you ever feel like all the stuff you did as a kid is one day gonna come back to bite you? I mean, I know I've had it plenty of times. I'll go to a new place. I'll be happy, minding my own business. You're so and so, aren't you? Oh, not this again. Oh yeah, when you was little, I remember you doing this and that, and I'm like, do I not get a break from this? It's like the littlest mistakes you make when you're younger follow you for the rest of your life. And I was wondering if you guys had that in your life, Ethan?
Not massively, because I never really done anything bad. So
No,
no, I'm kind of a goody two shoes. So
never had
Me
that.
too.
Really?
Yeah.
I've
Not
had
even.
fights and stuff in school, but I don't think that counts.
You've never had that one embarrassing moment in school brought up for the rest of your life.
Yes, okay, I have.
You want to delve into that, or is it a bit
Mine was called Sports Day, and I have really bad coordination, and I tripped over my own feet in the middle of a field in front of 400 people, and that didn't go till year six, and that was in year two. So yeah,
You
that was
too.
yeah, too, bro? See,
that
this
was
is
real fun.
this is what I'm saying the littlest thing can be dragged with you all throughout these years.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure if you met somebody from like your primary now, they'd still go, "Oh, kid from sports day."
Mm. Sometimes, not a lot.
You tell them to sit down. To be fair, sit down, lad. Shush, what you talking about? But I mean, like now, now at our big age, I mean, I know I look at my mum and dad when they were younger, and I'm like, I'm only 2 years younger than when they had me, and it's scary. It's like
Yes.
I feel like I should be doing so much more, and I just don't feel like anything is actually worth me doing. Like nothing I'm doing is making an impact. Like I've not got a mortgage, I haven't got a house, I ain't got kids, I ain't got a wife, I ain't got none of it. And then like we've got Kobe in the group who's having a baby. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, he's having a kid.
Well, I could do that, but that wouldn't be a wise decision at the moment.
A very, very poor decision in your
Yes.
hands. But what do you think? Like, do you look at like the generation that came before us and think, what am I doing wrong?
Stuff was more affordable for them though.
Oh yeah,
If you
but
look at housing, insurance, rent, everything, it was more than half the price it is now.
it's not seen that way.
Yeah, I know.
We're still expected to live up to the standards that they did, even though,
Jobs pay the same even though prices have increased.
and that's the problem.
And our currency is worth less as well, meaning we get less regardless.
But that's just because we've moved from gold to printed cash, and every civilization that goes to printed cash collapses. Um, but like my dad tells me stories of like how when he was 18 he moved out, and I'm like, I'm that age. Why haven't I moved out? I'm looking at the housing market, and I'm like, oh,
Because it ain't cheap.
it ain't even worth trying.
Rent's not cheap either.
It's not gonna happen.
Average rent is £1,000 a month.
Alice, what do you think?
I think like you do have to take those things into consideration and be like, yeah, I'm not at the same place that my parents or grandparents were. But like, the world is so different and it's always changing. And so you can't really hold yourself accountable for like not doing those things. And I think we also have different personal goals to what our parents and grandparents had. Like, I don't think, I don't know, like my parents went like to university, but my grandparents probably they went straight into work, and they had very different priorities, and I think that kind of changes the timeline a bit. Like I don't see myself moving out for a long time because I've got no money. Like I'm not working, I'm still in school, and I'm still going to try and be in school for a few more years. So yeah, it's all like very different, like everybody as well, like for each individual.
Yeah, are you the type of person that once you're out of education, you're not going to go back in?
I mean, I don't know, it's kind of weird because when you're doing an acting course, it's like you can go to drama school, but you can also try and make it on your own. And it's like I do kind of, I don't know. I think I'll have to see how it goes, but for now, I'm not planning to leave anytime soon.
Fair enough. And I mean, we look at the generations before us, and I mean, we always get nagged. We always get complained at about how we're not doing it all right. Like, how we never have any friends. And I pulled my mum on it the other day. She was like, "So what? Why ain't you going out?" I'm like, "There's no one to go out with. No one goes out." And she's like, "Oh, go and make some new friends." I was like, "Okay, let me run you through a scenario. I go over to bowling at the local bowling alley or whatever. Who's there? No one.
Me.
Yeah, you're probably there just sitting there looking around waiting for me. But the thing is, nobody goes out anymore. There's nowhere to make
No,
friends.
everything's online.
Yeah, everything's online. And even the people that are sociable, it's all private functions. So it's all house parties. If you don't know no one, you ain't getting invited. Whereas it used to be, it's my birthday, let's go to the pub. And like, you'd be like, oh, there's a massive crowd over there. They're having a good time. I'm going to
Well,
go mingle in.
My 16th was a prime example of that.
Yeah,
We just
nobody
stayed at mine.
came.
4 of us at mine, that was it.
That was it. But I mean, like, oh, my 18th was a rager. But the thing is, it was only people that we knew that were invited.
No one knew.
Yeah, there was no one new. But that's the thing. The problem is a cycle because everyone's really closed communities now. Like where we live is like really open community. Like everyone knows everyone. I mean, it's the best thing, but also it's like the worst thing. You do one
That's
wrong
what
move, everyone knows
Yeah.
what you've done.
Yeah.
That's a village for you.
Word travels fast. But I mean, yeah. Where would you suggest?
Hmm.
For what? Like,
Where would you suggest to meet people?
for
Like it's a really different situation for me because I go to
a
college.
new job.
Yeah.
That
New
is
job, that's about it.
that is the only place because you're kind of forced to mingle with people. I know everyone's there. Nobody wants to be at work, so you can kind of bond over the fact that we're at work. I mean, unless you love your job, like you don't want to be there. You're there for the money, and everyone's just there, and you can like work together on the fact that you don't like the job, and like you can like bond over the fact of a bad customer experience, whatever it may be. Um, but yeah, I think work is the only place. But the thing is, the workplace is being phased out slowly. So places like Amazon, you don't work with people. You put your headphones in, you get an order, walk to the order, walk back, back forth, back forth, back forth. You don't even have human interaction.
Mm.
Unless you're being written up by your manager, you ain't seeing a single person. Probably when you take your coat off, but that's it. But I mean, we had some of the weirdest times. We had COVID,
Mm.
and now we're in the middle of an economic crisis, cost of living crisis, or whatever it is now. So nobody has the money to go out to pubs. So like you'd expect, oh, everyone's going to be over the park. Walk over the park. No one's there. No one does parks anymore. Everyone just sits at home on their phone.
The only new people I've met is online.
Exactly,
Like,
but the
my,
thing
my
is,
girlfriend, for example, the only new person I've met in the last 4 years.
yeah, but the thing is, these people online are actually probably nicer than the people I've met in person.
Always.
Like the other day, I was out with my work friends, and I was just like chilling, and I was like, do you know what? That group over there, they seem like they're having a good time. I'm gonna go like speak to them. So I went over to them. I was like, oh, you lot seem like you're having a good time. You seem a bit more my vibe. And they were like, oh, and then they all started sitting on their phones. I'm like, how am I expected to conversate with people if I approach people and they just sit on their phone?
Yeah. People don't like. I think it's normal anymore to like interact with people you don't know.
It seems weird.
Unless it's like a set up, like a
Who are
setting.
you coming over to my group?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm quite confident, so I haven't got a problem with going over to people. But I mean, for people that are quite introverted and like that's the first time they do it and they get that
Socially
kind of
anxious.
response, yeah, like they're gonna be like, I'm never doing that again. But I mean, who knows? I think we're all gonna be a very closed generation. We're all going to stick to our one or two people. I mean, if it works, it works. We're just going to have to see what time tells. But yeah, I mean, where do we go from now? What does the future hold for us?
Probably less social interaction.
Because I mean, Chat GPT is like considered the thing at the moment, and that's going to take half the jobs. You think about it, anything that can be done by a robot, so customer service, that'll be Chat GPT. They'll just put the code into it, so there'll be no more sales reps because it'll find it'll track all of your browsing history, and it will give you the best price for whatever you looks like you want. So there'll be no more sales reps. Customer service won't be a thing. Can we really complain about that though?
No.
I don't think anyone's had a positive customer service encounter. It's always the same moody people. They don't want to be there. We don't want to be ringing them. They don't want to be listening to our stuff. Just give me what I need. But yeah, I think we are heading to a very uncertain time, and I think that's what's confusing the most people. Like, we have got the whole Ukraine situation. We are on the brink of economic collapse. We don't know where we sit with technology. I don't know. How do you feel?
I think we're going to collapse completely.
Right. You need to sound a little bit less excited for that.
Okay. Well, no, it's just if you go all the way back to just after the Stone Age, the only reason why we was able to survive was through like social communication.
Mhm.
And progressively, if you actually look through history, the less that we've like been person to person, we've got worse.
I don't think COVID's
More
helped.
wars. We've had more wars, more issues, more crises.
Yeah.
So
COVID's just put a massive tear through everyone. I remember before COVID, my family would go out to a party at least once a week
yeah,
or a social gathering, and now it's
we'd get
like,
concussions at the bottom of a hill.
yeah, we would always go out, but then COVID came, and then we're just like, we barely see each other now. It's not even
Yeah.
the fact that we've grown up; it's just like we was,
Getting used to being indoors.
yeah, we kind of adapted, but we haven't come out of that adaptation yet. And I think that's where many people are struggling with their mental health and all of these things, is because we went against natural instinct.
We're
As
going backwards.
humans, we are sociable creatures. Like, you look at monkeys, yeah. If we're going for the evolutionary theory, they're quite sociable. They're chatting to one another. They're like playing. They're whatever. Yeah, they're doing their own thing, and that's what we do as well. But we was told for like 2-3 years, don't do that. Go against everything your biology and nature is telling you. And I mean, COVID was a bad time enough. How was it for you, Alice?
It was. I feel like I can't really remember much of it. I feel like my brain's kind of blocked a lot of it out. I don't think it was horrible, but I remember because also we had like the different lockdowns. So like each one kind of has like its own nostalgic like memories. I remember the first one was actually okay. Like I was kind of, kind of relieved to have a break from everything going on because like especially in your routine, people expect so much. So when COVID hit, I was like, oh my god, I have an excuse to like stop doing things. And then like as they like kept coming, I remember the last one. I was literally like so done. Like I was shattered all the time, but I wasn't leaving home because I was just so exhausted of like not, you know, having the same lifestyle that I did before. Like everything felt like a privilege. Like going outside felt like a privilege, and it was at the time. And so it's just yeah, it was really strange adapting. But I feel like because it's a shared experience, we can like kind of like can all say, how bad we found it or how good we found some parts. Or...
Yeah. Did you sit your GCSEs? Was you in year 11 when it started?
Where was Mitchell?
Me? I'm still here. Oh no, we're having connection issues now. Can you hear me
Oh,
now?
Mitchell.
I think he's crashed.
Oh no.
No.
Now we wait.
Can you hear me now?
He'll wake up soon.